Morning. Welcome to Ignite. How's everybody doing? This is day 4, so welcome is kind of a late kind of a thing to say, but I just got up and so welcome to the day. Day 4. It's a long week, right? How many people have walked more than 6 miles a day? Got your Fitbit steps in or Apple Watch steps in? All right. My watch came up this morning and said, you've walked 40 miles this month already. I went, it's day 7. That seems kind of weird. Anyway, my name is Jason Himmelstein. I am Technical Strategy Director at a company called Rackspace. And this is PowerShell for the Anxious IT Pro, a journey down the rabbit hole. And this is a much more approachable crowd than the last one I had on Monday. That was kind of nuts. So this should be interesting, especially given the acoustics. Hopefully you guys can all hear very well, and I don't get any of those complaints in this, this round of session. It's a 20-minute theater session, folks. There is no demo. This is meant to give you the education around what is PowerShell and help you leave this session with some information to be able to go and get started or hopefully expand your knowledge a little bit. So let's dive in. Here's my introduction, my agenda slide. We're going to walk through quick introduction, what is it, why, the introduction to PowerShell. We'll do a functional explanation, and then we'll get to do's and do nots, which are very important, what not to do, and then talk about syntax and bracketology. I may have written this, this deck around March Madness, and then we'll wrap it all up. Sound good? All right, cool. So let's talk about why PowerShell, right? Well, there's a bunch of changes to the admin world. I got out of doing Starnix work 5 years ago because I didn't like shells. I like GUIs. Click, 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 finish. That's my jam. I love that. That was really awesome. It was really great. Like, I want to deploy something, click, 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 finish. The only thing better, click, finish, right? That was really great. Unfortunately, when we're doing configuration now, there's just too much stuff there are too many variables. There are too many things that we might need to do. So we had to evolve. We had to grow it up a little bit. And PowerShell has helped us do that, okay? So for me, looking at it, this really has been an evolutionary process because I went from that world to a GUI world and back again. It's sort of like a hobbit's tale, but that's okay. When we start to dig into what is PowerShell, well, first I want to talk about what it's not, all right? So it is not a fire and forget. You don't just download something, click, click, finish, right? We've covered that part. It is not a packaged executable, folks. It's not something that you can trust. When it comes to PowerShell, there's no trust. Okay, you must read your PowerShell before you execute it. It is not developer-centric, no matter what anybody tries to tell you. This is an IT pro's bread and butter. Okay? You can read PowerShell, I promise you. You go out there and start to look at it, it'll start to make sense. You see the numbers and jumble all over the screen at first for a little bit, but hopefully after you leave this session, you'll get an idea of why and how these things work. And it's not too hard for an IT pro. That was what happened to me the first time when PowerShell first came out and we started using it for deployment of code in the SharePoint world. They said, oh, no, 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 you just run what we give you. We're developers. We know what we're talking. Don't trust developers, especially not your own. Okay? Because they're going to sneak stuff in. You want to make sure that you understand what's being done. So what is it? Well, it's a command line environment. It's Microsoft's holistic technology for all of its things. There is PowerShell for all the stuff now. Whether it's SharePoint, Exchange, Azure, it doesn't matter. All the things have PowerShell. I'm a Power BI guy. There's PowerShell for Power BI. There's PowerShell for SQL Server. Okay, there's PowerShell for Windows desktops. Okay, this is their holistic technology for doing all the things. I like to refer to it as a Swiss Army knife with a nuclear-powered chainsaw. Lots of great stuff you can do. That bottle of wine you can open with this tool. It's sweet, but you can also cut off your leg. Okay, 3 lines of code, I can destroy your entire world. That's all it takes. Make sure you know what you're running. And lastly, it is the future of our world as IT pros. This is something you need in your toolbox in order to make sure that you have a future. And it's hugely bright for us. All right, so Lastly, what is it? I went out to the authoritative source of truth in the world to get a definition for you. Wikipedia. This is the definition from Wikipedia. Personally, I think it's a bunch of gobbledygook. You can go get it yourself, and I've tried to update it and say this is gobbledygook, and they reverted the page. But so what is it really? It's an object-based, not text-based command line interface for Microsoft technologies. Okay, Jason, what does that mean? Because what you just said didn't make any more sense to me than the lines before it. Well, what it means is that results in PowerShell can be acted upon, not just read from. So when you go and get stuff, and get is a big part of this, right? Verbs-nouns. We're going to get a thing, okay? Think of that dash as a. It'll make your life a lot easier. New, a thing. We're going to come to more of that later, okay? But we actually get the objects returned to us in that shell. We'll talk about shell here in just a second. But we get all of the objects, and we can act upon those objects and do things to that stuff. Does that start to make a little bit of sense? All right, let's drill in a little bit more. So why did Microsoft create this? I sort of hit on this already. In a GUI, we only have so many variables that we can play with. We only have so many things that we can configure in a static GUI in Install Shield. We needed a way to be able to completely customize our world and make it more repeatable. I can't repeat a GUI. Well, RPA is starting to make that more possible, so when I started doing this, that was not as big of a thing, okay? But GUIs are really hard to do repeatable tasks with. What happens if I have that smoking crater in the ground and I have to go rebuild everything? Well, hopefully I didn't store my backup code in the servers in that smoking crater, okay? But hopefully I took my PowerShell code that I used for all the deployment of everything and the configuration of all of the things, stored it somewhere else, so that once I get servers up and running, which I can deploy using PowerShell as well, I can run and get things back to a configured state exactly the way they were before. That's what PowerShell can do for us. And that's why a GUI world needed to be moved away from for most things. There's still plenty of stuff a GUI is great for in doing deployments and whatnot, but what do we use it for? Again, I've mentioned this, deployments. Configuration is huge. Management is a really big thing. I can go off and I can get the state of a whole bunch of different things. Administration, this is our world as IT pros. And lastly, it is able to be used for development. Okay? If you want to be able to have your developers do something in a repeatable fashion, PowerShell is a great way of doing that, and it's something that you can read. All right? So what are the basics? Well, we have two things that make up the core of the basics. One is that shell. I've mentioned it a couple of times. How many of you are command line people? CMD. Where are my CMD people? Most of us. This looks a lot like CMD, except sometimes it's blue. But you can change the color. You can change the color of command as well, guys. But when it comes to it, there are lots of different things. I just usually go in and type PowerShell.exe and launch it from there. And I have a profile in the background that will load all the stuff I care about in, okay? But it looks just like command, all right? But it's a lot more powerful than that. You can actually execute PowerShell.exe from a command window if it makes you feel better, all right? If you really still want to keep that command around, you could still do that, all right? But in this case, the shell is that. And then we also have PowerShell ISE and other IDEs. And ISE is an integrated scripting environment. And what it gives you is it gives you the ability to write code, and now we have IntelliSense around that code. So when you type that get dash, it'll make a whole bunch of suggestions for you of things you may want to get. Okay, well, you guys will play with that, and you'll see it, and you'll go, oh, that was what he was talking about. When you hover over that thing, it'll actually give you a whole bunch of other stuff, and we'll talk about that again in a minute. But ISE is built into the operating system today. You also can use Visual Studio Code. If Visual Studio Code scares you, you'll get there eventually because you'll want to use a more mature ISE or IDE. Integrated Development Environment is what an IDE stands for. Integrated Scripting Environment is ISE, all right? But those are the two main components of the hardware of this thing. From a terminology perspective, I'm going to throw these up on the screen, sort of in a rapid-fire fashion. Talked about shell, we're going to talk about commandlets, and I have slides for each of these, so let's just dive into it. So what is a commandlet? Well, first of all, it's a funny way of spelling it because it's shortened. But when you go out there to Google Bing for something and you want to find out what are commandlets, you may type out the word commandlet and then find that most people actually abbreviate. So that's why I want to make sure you know CMDLETS is how we refer to commandlets in writing. They're the main building block of PowerShell. They are many commands that do one action, a singular action, okay? And it's actually bound on the backside to .NET classes. So it's that developer language, that developer world, but we're able to take action in that way, okay? And then the output of a command can be passed to another command, and we'll get to that in a minute, but we can also do things like equality testing. And we can say, is this thing equal to that thing, using it, all right? When we talk about modules, we're going to get modules from vendors frequently. They're going to be packaged as DLLs. That's the second one. That's a binary package. They are, going against the .NET framework. In order to run PowerShell, you do have to have the .NET framework installed because you're going against .NET classes, all right? But they're going to be packaged DLLs. You can break them down if you really want to, but most of the time when it comes from a vendor, you're just going to instantiate the module and then run commandlets from there. You can also roll your own as a script or a dynamic module. More often than not, you're going to get a manifest module from a developer in your own organization. And the nice thing about this is it has this manifest file that should explain everything. And if when you get it, it doesn't, go back and make them comment their code so you can understand what they're doing. Make that a part of your process. All right. Objects. These are instances of classes. All right? And they have properties and methods. I'm going to get to a better explanation of this in just a minute, so bear with me. Members. So objects have members. Members have properties and methods. They are properties and methods of that object. And a property is what is an object, and a method is what you can do with that object. All right? We with me so far? Have I scared anybody off yet? All right, cool. Here's how we put it all together. Objects are stuff. Can we agree? Objects equal stuff. I get objects in my shell. They are my stuff. Commandlets are things I can do to my stuff. Modules is a list of things that I can do to my stuff, and properties are details about that stuff. Is that making sense? Lastly, methods are instructions of things that you can do to your stuff. To break it down, this took me a while to realize. And when I first, all the stuff was jumbly on the screen, it took a while to get to this point. I was like, that's all it is. The end of the day, PowerShell, when I get stuff back in, when I go get stuff, it returns stuff, and now I can do things to that stuff. Okay, that's not that hard, right? A little bit different, but and we can get lists of what's in my memory at that point and things like that. So the slides are all downloadable, folks. So if you're not getting a good picture, if I have to move on just because I'm limited on time, I apologize. You can download all the slides. They're there for you later. Pipelining. This is a concept that kind of messes with people at the beginning. I do a get member, and then I pipeline. I'm just using get member as an example, okay? And then I use the pipeline. The pipeline on your keyboard for Americans is sort of upper left-hand corner. You have to hit a shift and a thing. It sort of looks like a vertical line, or sometimes it looks like a colon that's been squished, right? So that's a pipeline. So I do something on one side of the pipeline. What happens is that the output of that first thing becomes the input to the second thing. So when I get stuff, I now have the stuff that I'm going to go say, I want to do this to stuff. And that stuff that I'm telling it to is the stuff that I got back when I said, get me stuff. Does that make sense? All right. It's not usual that I make this much sense in this early in the morning. I've only had one cup of coffee. All right, so functional explanation. So these are three modules. These are three commandlets that I highly recommend if you're just getting started with PowerShell. These are your best friends, okay? Get command, get help, and get member, right? Get command is going to get all of the commandlets that are installed on your machine, okay? Whatever modules you have that are installed, it's going to return all of them. All the commandlets out of those modules as well. Get help is going to give you information about those command lists. So you will say, get help on new-user. And it will return information for you, including examples. You can also go out to docs.microsoft.com and do the same thing and go read that same information. But if you're in the shell already and you're working on stuff and you just really want to get some help, that's how we do it. And get member gets me the list of all the properties and methods on a command or object. Okay? So if I do a get member space get dash command, it will return for me all of the properties and methods for get command, and it'll give me examples of how to use get command. Does that make sense? This is a great way to get started. It's sort of a little help file, and my friend Vlad Kontranescu, he's another MVP, came up with this nifty way of remembering it. How many of you remember what a CHM file was? A little help file, that packaged help file on, way back when. So this was Vlad's tip for remembering it. Get command, get help, get member. It's a great way to go back and get some information. I have 3 others I want to throw at you. Get verb, this gets you all of the approved verbs. What can I do about a thing? Well, here's the full list of the verbs that I can use, as well as all the verbs that may be attached to an object. Okay? Start transcript is your best friend, because there is no logging by default in PowerShell. When you close the window, everything goes away, unless you use start transcript. Personally, I have a PowerShell profile. And if you go out to my blog, you can learn all about PowerShell profiles. I've got code in my GitHub at github.com/Jason Himmelstein that will help you set up a PowerShell profile. The same way I do it, every time I open PowerShell, it starts start transcript, puts it into a specific folder, takes the name of the user that is logged in, because sometimes you may log into PowerShell as a different user, okay? And I then have a transcript of everything that was done, as well as all of the outputs on the screen. When you close that PowerShell window, it closes that transcript file, and you start up a new one every time you open. It also does a date and time stamp in the file name. So highly recommend start transcript, because, folks, I write a lot of PowerShell at, call it 3 a.m. after 2 glasses of whiskey. And I don't always remember exactly what I was doing, because the best way to learn PowerShell is to have a problem that you're trying to solve. Okay, that's going to be your best way of learning, is because you have something you need to solve for, and usually it's just irritating me, and at 2 a.m. I'm like, damn it, and I just go grab the whiskey, and I grab PowerShell, and I go hammer it out until I solve it. But that's my way of doing it. That doesn't mean it's right. It's just right for me. But start transcript allows me to go back the next morning, go see exactly what I did, where I might have overwritten the right thing that I did, because I knew I solved for certain things, and I just was tired and went to sleep. Commenting your code is another great way of dealing with it, but transcripting helps. Get history is another way of dealing with this. You can go in and do a get history and be able to see everything that was done before you close that PowerShell window, though. Once you've closed the PowerShell window, you're host. It's all gone. So I only have 2 minutes left, and I want to wrap out quickly. The do's, use variables. Anybody who's done algebra understands the concept of variables. You can make your variable anything. I told you, 2 a.m., bottle of whiskey. Thanksgiving 2 years ago, my variables ended up being gravy, turkey, stuffing, cranberry. Damn it, the Jaguars lost. I'm not kidding. You can make it anything. You want to make it something approachable, so maybe something that works, but you can make a variable anything. There are reserved system variables that you can't use. You'll know it when you hit one, okay? I'm not going to cover that now. Only do one thing at a time. As you're getting started, start by doing one thing at a time in the scripting, all right? And comment your scripts. I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. You create scripts using the IDE, ISE, and then go run them in the shell. Hit save, go into the shell, and run them there, because there are times where in PowerShell ISE, it doesn't work exactly the same way as it would in the full shell. Okay, so open up PowerShell.exe, execute your script. Dispose of your objects, it's very simple. Close PowerShell. Type exit, quit. quit. It works. That disposes of the objects because .NET is bloated sometimes. Don't like to Skype hear me say that, okay? But that's true. Please test before you put it in production. How many of you have a test environment? The rest of you only have a test environment. Okay? That's real. You have to be able to test before you go execute in production. Because, again, nuclear-powered chainsaw, cut off your leg, 3 lines of code, destruction, right? Covered that already. Write reusable scripts. Save your stuff, come back to it later, see what you got. Don't do this. Don't vary your variables. Don't use the same variable and try and put other code later on in it. Variables can be anything. It is an infinite universe of variables. Don't reuse the same variable if you can help it. I don't reuse gravy anywhere else. That was one-time use. Okay? Don't hard code things in your script, especially not usernames, passwords, IP addresses, computer names. Don't do that. There are ways, and you will learn them, of passing that out to the shell and asking that question. Okay? You can find that in some of the code that's there in my GitHub repo if you need it. Don't just take code from a vendor and trust it. Don't take my code from my GitHub repo and think, oh, I'm just going to run this. Jason knows what he's talking about. I just told you I write code at 2 in the morning with whiskey. Don't do that. I'm a trustworthy guy, but don't ever trust my code. Always read it. Always know what you're running in your environment. You cannot come live with me when you get fired for running my code. I asked my wife, she said no. Okay? Code's always harmful. Developers write code. Developers are bad. And when you run your code, don't expect everything to work the same way in the ISE as it does in the shell. Lastly, a couple of syntax things I mentioned to you. Commenting is pound. Hash, whatever you want to call it. You call it a hashtag in Twitter. I call it commenting. Because really, what is a hashtag? It's a comment on what you've just said. They stole it from that. Adding. When we're doing math, we use the plus sign. We can chain things together. Equals. 2 things. We can use the equal sign or dash EQ. And when we're doing not equal, we're going to use the bang, dash NE, or not. All right, and there are different things with different calculations. Lastly, bracketology, because I'm running over time. Curved braces or parenthesis, or parenthesis, depending upon how literal you are with your translation, is used for required objects, compulsory arguments, or control structures. The curly braces are used for block expressions. Think code, right? We're going to open code blocks with that, and oftentimes it sits on its own line and on its own line, so you know where those things start and stop. And lastly, square brackets do math functions or denote options and parameters when you're looking at help files. Okay? So don't think you're doing math with words in there. All right? That was all I have, folks. Hopefully this was useful to you. Please fill out evals. I also have a podcast called Bifocal. I'm doing a podcasting session later on today. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope that you all enjoyed.